Welcome everyone. We are live on YouTube now. It's Monday evening and we are working with the book The Practical Work on Self by E.J. Gould. And let me start sharing my screen. Uh, well, before we begin, any thoughts? Uh, anyone have anything they would like to share for the week with the exercise? Any experiences, any observations?
What was the exercise?
Well, in this exercise, in this chapter, I can do anything. We were to assume that we had this uh, thing called Lakiyam that uh, we had with us throughout the week, which gave us confidence, luck. I think it might be worthwhile to read this chapter again to get a hold of that. Uh, but yeah, welcome, Michelle.
Hello, welcome everyone.
So if I'm being honest, I actually forgot a bit about this exercise. I did remember it from time to time about this Latiyam thing, uh, but I think I mostly forgot to do anything with it this week.
For me, I work with it as each time I have some difficulty about something, I would say that, and it will really open up a new doorway to don't get stuck in my thinking.
Can
That
you can you share an example of what happened?
for example, uh, there was a moment when that it would be possible that I might not have an income or a way to survive financially because my income will be gone. So I really worried. I felt a deep panic, and then I decided that uh, I would find another way. Yeah, I could be more creative and use my creativity to do something. So I can do anything. I can, sell some art, some jewelry, or just so I imagine that a scenario that would bring me abundance and instead to focus on the how hard it could be if that was happening, I decide to imagine the best outcome. So in that sense, I can do anything, helped me to do not get stuck in a way of thinking that's really limiting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you for sharing that, Michelle.
Yeah.
Should we read this chapter again? Are you guys okay with that?
Yes.
I can do anything. Whereas I can do anything, the machine is a congenital bungler. If we recognize our present state, we must inevitably feel the urgency to work toward the awakening of the machine and toward our own transformation. We know that we are at war and we know the enemy. It is our own complacency, our own willingness to be carried along by the sleep of the machine. But once we decide to work, we must accept everything that comes to us in the way of work. Most importantly, we must learn to make decisions rapidly. If we are offered a work task, it is vital that we accept the task immediately and without hesitation. We pass.
I'm not able to find the text.
Start from the top.
We soon learn if we remain in the work community long enough to learn anything that we have and may never be offered again. Negativity, argument, fear, insecurity, sarcasm, and smart ass cynicism are taken to indicate that in our minds we have already failed the task. It must be quite clear in our minds that if we refuse to work, we refuse help. We must understand that it is sleep which is our enemy, not those who prepare for us, for our evolution. Pretend that you have discovered some substance which we will call lakium. Whenever you carry this lakium in your pocket or as a charm on a chain around your neck, you feel absurdly, even stupidly optimistic about everything, estimating your abilities and willingness far beyond your ordinary limits. Us.
While you carry this substance lithium around with you, you feel wonderful and very lucky. You have supreme confidence in yourself, and whenever anyone asks you to perform a task without considering once or even pausing for a reflection, except in consideration of your actual organic safety, you immediately express abjectly, agreeing immediately and unquestioningly to perform the task, regardless of any dislike you may have towards it. You should cheerfully grin like a village idiot and reply, "Sure, I can do anything." Just be sure when you say this that I is really speaking, because while I really can do anything, the machine happens to be a congenital bungler. This insane organism and amiable willingness to do almost anything at all should soon make us very popular among our lady friends. Pass.
So I was just making sure that I understood the word congenital. It says present from birth or having a particular trait from birth or by firmly established habit.
I can say something
Please
in
do.
Hindi. Yeah, in Hindi is पैदाइशी बेवकूफ है. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's like a stupid from the beginning.
Yeah.
Good.
That was funny, Rajesh. But that clicks for me.
Yeah,
Good.
that's what it is.
So it sounds like part of the exercise is for you to just stay vigil and uh, like make rapid decisions. Like whenever a work opportunity comes your way, just go for it without any any thought, second guessing, or you know,
Because
hesitation.
of the Luckium, I was able to come to the class today.
There you go. Good for you.
Yeah.
What about Michelle? Did she find Luckium? What do you think, Michelle? Nikhil?
Uh, like, am I answering for Michelle or for myself?
I'm asking, did she find Luckium?
Well, in her example, she kind of implied that she used it to push through uh, a boundary that she found herself in, and perhaps she used Luckium to push through. Not for me to say.
I mean, to me, it's like the exact example. It says, she's sitting there with depression that her income stream is gone and she has no idea what she's going to do. And then there was like two roads offered, right? Normally, her mechanicality would force her into the role of depression, self-pity, all of those fun things, blaming others. But for some reason, okay, this is what I want to underline. For some reason, she had a tool that said, okay, let me flip this around. What is that for some reason?
We had Luckium with her, or she used it. Bernie says, as David said last time, fake until you make it. Fake it till you make it.
But look at her frame of mind. She's sitting there. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't. Right? And then
Yeah.
something flips. So she had no creativity in her thinking. Then she had creativity. She gave up her deep attachment to suffering. Like everybody would agree with her, right? Her income source is gone. She should feel depressed. It's really bad. Blah, 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 blah. You're right. It's horrible. Right? I mean, we all would all agree. But she gave up the comfort of the suffering. And suddenly her mind is, well, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do that, or maybe I can da 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 da.
Mhm.
She was locked in a prison of her mechanicality. And just by using this terminology, I mean, I don't know exactly what went on in her brain, but something went on such that she was able to think creatively. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. She changed directions.
Do you think we all can do that?
Oh yeah.
How?
Well, I guess first you would have to find yourself in situations like that.
You do every day, Nikhil.
Yeah.
I
And
guarantee it. What does the chapter say?
I can do anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the situation you find yourself in situations like that from time to time. But the key important thing is to uh, not be swayed by the mechanicality of the machine and recognize and take and pause.
I now realize that I is between marks in the title,
Yeah,
and now I realize that in the state of that I can do it. Now,
Exactly. Well said, Bernie.
yes, yes. Now I realize it. I didn't I didn't realize it.
What does it say? Go to that last or one of those last paragraphs. It says,
Just
okay,
be
go to the
sure.
last paragraph.
Yes, just be sure
Just
uh,
be, read it,
when you
Bernie.
say this that I is really speaking, because while I really can do anything, the machine happens to be a congenital bungler. So, so, so the I has to somehow appear or,
or
uh,
take control.
yes, awaken. No?
Yeah, it doesn't really take control. It doesn't, the I doesn't take control. It just becomes present. It's not controlling the machine. It's actually substituting.
Yes, good point.
It's dangerous to think of it in terms of control. That's what the ego does. The ego controls.
Or believes to be in control.
Hmm. But look how, that's right. That's right. I mean, look how creative Michelle got. I mean, she's in a rough situation, right?
Yes.
She should be able to complain. I agree. Let's complain. How successful is the complaining in becoming creative?
David, it appears to me that when any of us is in a limit situation, or we go down, or we can somehow, I don't know if we can choose, but it is opportunity to become alive in a way.
Ah, beautiful word. We
Yes,
become alive at that moment.
yes. You know that I think some time I brought this phrase, this guy Sartre, that he said when I was in the Second World War, acting as a partisan, um, and in a situation that I could be killed any moment is the time that I felt more alive. Not that it's the best condition, but there is a paradox, a paradox that in the state of panic or fear, something works, no? A challenge, something works. I, that is what I don't want. I don't want to be in the resistance, but anyway, it's something that I recall when I'm in those moments.
Yeah.
I almost was like going in the opposite direction this week, and I had to like, uh, think of the Lakiam, and somehow I came back on the track.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Part of what this chapter, don't forget how far along we are in the book, right?
Yeah.
We're near the end. I mean, part of this chapter is saying, look, I know you know how to wake up. I know you know that you're filled with mechanicality, but every moment you have this opportunity to change reality from a mechanical, what do I want to say, a mechanical reactivity to something different and creative and wondrous. That's the last chapter, right? Hmm. What else? In order for this to work, you have to delve into your own life. This is not a intellectual exercise. What's the name of the book again that we're studying?
Practical work on self.
Practical work on self. EJ wrote this for practical work on self. If and I'm going to say a few things. You can go ahead and take down the sharing. Wow, big class. Everybody showed up. Hey, Bhavani, Swati, how you guys doing?
Hi.
Your kids want to join too. They
Yeah.
did join. They did join.
No, they're eating. It's just one of my daughter's class shifted to 6 o'clock.
Oh,
So that's why every time I get home, it's like 7:45 or so, by the time I can never make it.
cool. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
So these are hints. We already know that we're filled with mechanicality, right?
Yes.
That's that's we can go back to HBM. we know that we have mechanicality. Remember, now Rajesh has not read that book, right?
True, as of now. But I'm gonna read it one by one.
This I've always said, and I could be wrong, it's just that HBM, the human biological machine as a transformational apparatus. What a bold topic. What a bold title. And so we know we have sleep. We know we have wake. So this book of 24 different exercises, of which this is the 22nd, says, here's some hints on how to do it. Okay, so he goes, try this. Now, this is unsafe. It is not safe. It's not a very safe book. Okay. For instance, do you guys remember chapter 16?
What was the name of the chapter?
Red-faced donkey?
Oh, yes. I remember that.
Yeah, were you the one that fell down?
I was, yes.
Excellent. What a jerk. Just fell down. What a mess. But it tests your humility. It gives you a chance to unveil that stunning and beautiful character trait that we might have in our life. To give away the ego for a minute. How about Centrum of the Cosmos? Remember that one? That's where, remember I had that little marble?
Mm-hmm.
It's still haunting me
Uh-huh.
in my library. I'm afraid to go in and look at it.
I have my Rubik's Cube. It's still here.
That's right. And it becomes the infinite and the absolute and the void. Harmless whim, one small habit. So this is not a book of theory. He folds theory into it. But it's a book of practicums. Like you're a robot man, right?
Yes.
So it's one thing to read about like magnets and capacitors in your book, right? In your theory.
Mm-hmm.
But then they say, go put this together. Have you got to that level yet? You're not ready to build a robot?
No, I have.
You built a robot?
Yes.
Cool. And isn't that fundamentally different than the theory?
Very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm an accountant, okay? And accountancy has a broad conceptual and theoretical base. I was very good at theory, very good. But then how do I apply that in the field to this guy and this manufacturing? How does this theory apply to that? That's called professional judgment. Our engineers have to go through that. Our doctors have to go through that. And all EJ is saying, go through this in your work life too. So I can do anything. Michelle's sitting there She gets hammered with the concept that she's out of money. She has no way of making money anymore. And what does she do? Of course, she had depression. Of course, that snuck in. But what did she live by? Right? She became creative. She dropped it and she picked up her Luckium stick and said, I can do anything. We actually don't want to believe that. Why?
It's scary. It's not really scary. It's the thinking that say that because it's unknown. Yeah, it's like what if we succeed? Yeah.
Yeah. What if we succeed? And there's also a whole, this is more in the fourth way Gurdjieffian teaching, and that is we don't want to give up our suffering.
Mm.
We don't want to give up our suffering. We want to, it's kind of comfortable, right? Self-pity, like, oh gosh, poor me. Gosh, if you only knew the life I had to lead. Oh my God.
Yeah, what
Um,
I realize, it's really being responsible for
bingo.
responsible. So we have big responsibility to carry on whatever it is that we are working with, that we are passionate with, and all the obstacle they can be. We can remove them, or we can go. We just have to have that belief that we are really responsible for our action and we can do it. Yeah.
I was looking for this quote earlier in the day when I had to give a talk in front of this hospice board. And don't forget, I'm talking here with first level doctors who run hospitals, big clinical nurses, years of experience, right? And the theme of my talk was we're doing really, really well. And we are. We're very successful as a hospice. And I said, to whom much is given, much is required. That's from Luke. I just looked it up because Luke 12:48. I don't want to look at it. Now, you might say, yeah, but I'm just an old schlub. Do you know what this word is? A schlub?
No.
Just like a nothing, just a regular bum kind of, just really average. Okay. Like a nothing. And it's comfortable to sit there. But let me ask you a question. How many people are here tonight, right now? How many? What does it say?
9.
9. How many people do you know that are taking time out of their busy schedules, that are running a family of kids, a doctor who's got totally changed schedule, but he's willing to be here, 2 heavy paced engineers, a marketing genius, and they have time to study esoteric literature with fellow voyagers. How many people are doing that tonight?
Well, at least 9 are.
I once did a thing and I started imagining the answer to that question, right? And I figured I added in all these like monasteries and nunneries and just people praying because it's whatever. I figured that maybe there's a million people right now, million people working hard towards their work, however they see it. They might be whatever religion it might be. That's like a, an incredibly small percentage of the entire population. And as I've said to you before, I consider everybody here what I call a experienced player. You are not beginners, right?
Yes.
Good for you, Nikhil. He finally answered yes. You are experienced players to whom much is given, much is required. I mean, look at this. Bhavani's sitting there. She's got kids' schedules, changes in their schedule, and she shows up. She looks a little beat up, like she's been run over by a truck, but she showed up, right? Maybe she's only here 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. That's her prayer. And guess what? Guess what's going to happen to her kids because of that? The emanation of the essential self is what's going to happen. And to her kids, it'll come faster than you think, Bhavani. Okay? We emanate this gift that we've been given, a spark of the absolute. So wherever you go, even if you're in a stupid engineering class for robots, you're going to emanate the higher, Nikhil, even into those robot people. So we're a small class, but we're never going to be giant, right? Because we work closely together. We work with our friends and our family. So and believe me, I know a little bit about Michelle, more than I think I do about anybody else here, but she's more than I know about other people here, but she's paid a big price. And so she has a Luckium coin in her pocket. And she pulled it out and used it. She was willing to go into the unknown of, I'll take responsibility. Woof, not easy. So that's what this chapter is about. Exercising that last paragraph. Go ahead and put it back up. You would please. Where it says, you should cheerfully grin. How often do we do that during the day? Cheerfully grin like a village idiot and reply, sure, I can do anything. Just be sure, as Bernie said, just be sure when you say this that I is speaking. because real I can do anything. Right, Michelle?
Yeah.
Anything. You know, this was many, many, many years ago. It might even been before you got there, Michelle, but we were in the living room at the land there. And I don't know, there were maybe like 15 of us or something, 10, 15. And EJ was kind of there. And he basically went around to each person, well, what would you like to do? And then, and so one guy says, gosh, I want to run this kind of a store. But when you set it in that space, you knew it was possible. Because real I can do anything.
And the real I, it's not the machine I, correct?
The real I is the essential self showing itself, its head, saying, look around the world. I can do anything. There's no limits to my creativity.
But that what I noticed was that actually comes out of compassion too, right? Because I remember that phase of mine. Right now I'm not there, but there was a phase of mine where, say the baker had gone and I had to do the entire bakery, and
There
I
you
knew
go.
about it, but I just knew, I was like, I'll do it, and I took over the entire bakery for the ashram, feeding like 150 people and selling cookies, like without zero knowledge. And I did the same with the gardening, and there was a farming, so I started doing that too. But that came out of that compassion of helping the ashram in some way. So I remember that someone had to fill that space, and I just opted for it because nobody had stepped up.
But
So
in that moment, you could have said, I'm not trained to do this. I don't know enough to do this. I need other people to help me. I can't, I'm not, I can't do it. You didn't go that way. You took on the banner of, I can do anything. And you did it.
but that comes out of that compassion. Like that's what I was trying to get to, that whatever that phase was out of.
Sure. I mean, in other words, if that was your luckium, which is the coin of compassion for that moment, then that was it.
Oh, I see.
See, that was the necessity. It's necessity because this had to be done. And you did it.
So Bhavani, you didn't let you fear. Did you have fear of not being able to do it, or you just jumped in like a compassionate being?
I just went in I just went in overnight. The guy was just there for one night. He was leaving the next day. He had a bus to catch at 2:00. And in the morning, he's like, the bakery was shut down for a couple of weeks. And I was constantly going there and it was shut down. And I was like, what's going on? Because I'd gone home and I came back. So yeah, so basically, suddenly I'm like, wait, who's gonna handle? And then the guy's like, nobody is, I'm leaving tomorrow. So I was like, wait, there's nobody doing it. We set up the entire bakery, we built it with all the money and everything, that the donations you get, and nobody's doing anything. So I just said that, can you teach me before you go? So at 2:00 in the afternoon, he had a bus to catch, and in the morning he's like, show up at 7. And I showed up at 7, but the yeast had died. It was live yeast, so that had died. So it turned out to be a disaster when he taught me, but I just noted down everything. And the next day I just made the whole 100% batch of bread, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was bad. Like the people were suffering trying to eat those breads. Every time they'd be like, "Oh, you could do better," or "Now you're doing better." Every day I used to get those, but yeah.
Yeah, but your boldness, you were bold in, I'm going to take this on. And then the skill set arose in her.
Yeah,
We have
EJ, yeah.
Go ahead, Michelle. Go ahead.
No, well, no, it's you wanted to say that when EJ said that the work will give you the tool that you need. The work, he said, it will come as you're doing the job. The tools will be given to you if you really do from that place, So in a way, you were given that necessity, give you the tool you needed to succeed. Yeah. Because it was a real necessity for the work, for helping. Yeah.
But she took it on. She accepted that. That's another important thing.
Yeah,
Without her accepting it, wouldn't have happened.
yeah, it was only temporary, but yeah.
But it's a good thing for you to remember what you did, because it's like really bring that part of you that's very, you can do anything. Yeah, it's you being, and it's very powerful. So you can remember those moments whenever it happens again that you have to face something. You can remember, yes, I did it. I can do it again.
That's right.
So this exercise kind of invites you to be like present so that so that you can use your Lakiyam in those situations.
There's a phrase that EJ used to say, how can you put yourself in a position such that your work, your transformation is a necessity for the work? So how can you put yourself in a position, because it'll happen tomorrow. Tomorrow it will happen. I already know one place it's going to happen tomorrow where I have to really challenge myself. And then there's 10 others that I don't know. So
what was the question?
how can you put yourself in a position where the only answer is the exercise of your Lakiyam?
Is Lucky M in the chapter?
Yeah, it's
Okay. I haven't read it. Okay,
here you go.
Okay.
Read the paragraph that starts with pretend.
Yeah.
Pretend that you have discovered some substance which we call lakium. Whenever you carry this lakium in your pocket or as a charm or on a chain around your neck, you feel absurdly, even stupidly optimistic about everything, estimating your ability and willingness far beyond your ordinary limits.
Keep going.
While you carry this substance Lakium around with you, you feel wonderful and very lucky. You have supreme confidence in yourself. And whenever anyone asks you to perform a task without considering once or even pausing for reflection, except in consideration of your actual organic safety, you immediately express abject glee, agreeing immediately and unquestioningly to perform the task, regardless of any dislike you might have towards it. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
I keep those 2 chapters in mind.
Keep those paragraphs in mind, even to the extent of wanting to write them down,
Yeah.
you know, Michelle, if that's important to you.
Yeah.
Like, I feel right now where I'm at, it's evening, you know, it's 8 p.m. So it's not that late, but mid-evening. I feel that tomorrow is going to be a lucky day.
Mm.
I know many of the things I'm going to do already. And I'm like a little kid looking at, wow, how lucky I have found this, how lucky I found this moment. So, best of luck to all of you.
I have this interview tomorrow for a new job that
Oh.
I'm trying to get.
How
And
lucky are you, right?
yeah,
Yeah, but that's a job for a new job. It's before you go into the interview, which will be remarkably difficult for you, Nikhil, because you're going to be so much in your head. You're going to be figuring, I know what this is going to say. I can answer this. I know all these technical answers. Have confidence in your technical. I do. I'm confident that your technical ability is beyond question. It's immaterial. So good. Put your hand in your pocket as you go into the interview or after you've shaken the guy's hand. Put your hand back in your pocket and touch your little coin of Luckium. Do you think you can do that?
yes.
And have an interview like this guy has never had before, right?
Will do.
Make it fun for him. What if that's what you did? That changes the whole thing, right?
Hmm.
You're sitting there, oh, this guy is big guy. Hopefully he'll have fun tomorrow too.
Yeah. I'll let you guys know what happens next week.
We look forward to hearing about your adventure.
All the best. You
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. All right. See you guys next week.
All right.